We currently have 8 canines that work with the police department. 7 of them work in the patrol division, where they are what we call dual purpose dogs, where they do the patrol work, which people recognize as the tracking and bite work, apprehension, and things like that. We also have a specialty dog that works in our vice and narcotics section that does strictly just narcotics.
Hey, sit. Very good. Good sit. I am the first female to have this position, which is something pretty big. Ha-ha, girl, ready? I've always felt really strongly about, doing a really great job in anything that I do, but most importantly, for a position where a woman has not had before, making sure that I give 150%, and then I kind of lay that foundation for anybody else that may kind of want to come take the position when I'm done with it.
We're going to get some marijuana, put it in the training for the dog, and 9.7 grams of cannabis.
Raven and I have been through pretty extensive training. Our initial training consisted of about 360 hours of a basic narcotic school. We go over all of the odors that the dog is trained on: marijuana, methamphetamine, crack cocaine, powder cocaine, heroin, and as well as MDMA, which is ecstasy. On the nights that they do narcotic training, we do everything from the behavioral shaping device system. It's basically a series of plastic bins, and in one of those bins is one of the odors that the dog is trained on.
11 grams of ecstasy pills.
And we don't know where they're at within the boxes. It's basically a test of us recognizing the dog's change in behavior in the alert and the dog's ability to recognize the odor that they're trained on. The dog goes through, is deployed on the different bins, kind of in a lineup, and sniffs each one of them, and then when they get to the box with the narcotics, once we see the behavioral change and the final response, there's a little remote, and we hit that button and a tennis ball pops out, and that's the dog's reward for finding the narcotics.
This powder cocaine.
All right, Bri, we're ready. She's not a German Shepherd like people think of police dogs as being. She's a little black lab with an incredible nose for illegal narcotics and an incredible drive that she just wants to find this, and she wants to please investigate her shot.
There was one where she was kind of jumping over the boxes, and so she was kind of getting in a hurry, and she's got a lot of energy, so sometimes I just redirect her to the beginning of the exercise and start over and kind of be a little bit more detailed in the search. And then she found it, of course. She's pretty good at finding stuff, so.
That dog is so good, along with her handling it, that yeah, the boys don't say very much to her about her dog handling abilities, because together those two are quite a team.
It's really a game for the dogs. They don't realize that they're finding narcotics, but to them, it's really fun. Like, they get to search these boxes and they find that odor that they know that they're trained on, and out pops the reward. It's definitely a great system to have, and we can go through all the odors that the dogs are trained on with that system fairly quickly. Raven is what you call a passive alert dog when it comes to narcotic odor. There is a series of behavior changes that Raven goes through when she smells narcotic odor, but it's my job as a canine handler to recognize those, which is why it's so important for us to know our dogs like the back of our hand. When she smells that odor, the tail starts wagging because she knows that her reward's coming. So she'll focus, she'll start to source where the odor is coming from, because our dogs are trained to go to where the source of the odor is. So the strongest point where that odor's coming out of, and then her final response is a sit. That's what I look for when I deploy her on any exercise or real life scenario.
Such a good girl.
Good luck, Bri. Nice knowing you.
Appreciate it. I'm not scared. Not even a little.
I don't get treated any different on training night or anything like that. There's been times where, I may put on the bite suit for them or the bite sleeve. I don't feel any different because I'm a female in law enforcement.
It's always a good time to put the sleeve on. It's a little bit of a workout because those dogs, you know, they're very talented in what they do and stuff like that. So, yep, good times.
Attaboy! Attaboy! Good boy.
There are times where we get called to assist a patrol officer on a traffic stop, and they usually notify me over the radio.
627-344.
Bri, can you bring Raven out? Because, you know, we think that there's something up with this particular person.
344, go ahead.
Keep being route for a 31 sniff.
10-4, 1051.
From the 2000 block of North Monroe Street.
344, Chelsea, 1097.
There's a lot of things that go through my mind as a canine handler. First and foremost is safety of myself and as well as Raven. You know, what side am I going to get her out on? You know, obviously the side that's not closest to the street. You have everybody step out of the vehicle when I deploy Raven because I'm watching her and her only. Because I'm watching all the behavior changes that she goes through when she may potentially smell narcotic odor. I typically don't like to know anything about the traffic stop. Raven and I are there for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to use the dog on their vehicle to deploy her. She works the whole entire vehicle, the seams, the front, the back, the sides, and that sort of thing. And if she has the behavior changes and her final response is a sit because she's a passive alert dog, then I will let the officer on scene know.
K-9 alert on your vehicle. You're not free to go. I need you to turn around, put your hands behind your back. All right.
Oh. Looks like we have some marijuana here. I searched the car and he had all of this up underneath the driver's seat, like stashed up underneath of it, so it wasn't in plain view. But we've got all kinds of different amounts here. I mean, it's felony level amount.
Right.
He's got it all packaged up in different quantities ready for sale, so you definitely got a sale charge.
Good talk.
So,
Good talk.
all right, cool.
Good job, Raven.
Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Good sit.
I never realized what a strong bond I was going to have with my canine partner when you spend 24 hours a day with them. We'll start our morning at 6 a.m. and I'm driving down the interstate and she'll stick her head through the side sliding window that we have in our canine cage and I'll get that big slurp on the side of my cheek and it's kind of like, hey Mom, good morning, love ya, I'm glad to be here. And anybody who can't get excited about that doesn't need to be doing this job because I'm so lucky to have her as a partner. I mean, she's awesome.